All right, we are now live. We are now live. It's your host Prince and Jadica here. I'm with my guest Julian. He's a childhood friend. I knew him since we were in fourth grade, and he's from Detroit. And introduce yourself.
How y'all doing,
How
man?
y'all doing,
Okay,
man?
I'm a little off because
I'm a little
I
off
keep
because
hearing
I
myself
keep hearing
echo
myself
on the
echo
phone.
on
But
the
yeah,
phone. But
my
yeah,
name is
my
Julian.
name is
Like you
Julian.
said,
Like you said,
we've been close for
we've been
childhood
close for
friends.
childhood
It's been a
friends.
while since
It's been a
we've
while
seen each other ever since I moved
since
back
we've
to Michigan. But
seen
yeah,
each other.
we still keep in touch. For
But
good
yeah,
reasons, of
we
course.
still keep in touch. For good reasons, of course. You know what I mean?
Right. And today we're gonna be talking about an interesting topic. Today we're gonna be talking about Julian is a now he's a new father, and we're gonna be talking about what it's like being a black father, and how important it is to our community. So, what are your
Oh
thoughts on
man.
that?
Oh man.
Okay, so to
Okay,
answer your
so
first question,
to answer your first question,
honestly, man, it's
honestly,
really
man,
and
it's
from my
really
perspective,
it's
it's
really
a very difficult question to
and from
answer,
my
even though I
perspective,
don't have
it's
a
a very
problem answering it.
difficult
But
question to answer, even though I
as
don't
I
have a
said
problem
before,
answering
though,
it.
from my
But
perspective,
as I said
it's
before,
very
though, from my
difficult.
perspective, it's
I will say
it's
it.
very difficult.
I
I
guess
will
it really
say
depends
it.
on who you have children with,
I guess it
and
really
well, not
depends
even
on who
just
you
that,
have
but I would say like
children with.
my
Mm,
biggest
Well,
advice
not
on
even
that is to just make sure
just
that
that
you
though.
have
I would say like
you have all
you
your
have
ducks in a row before you have
you have
children.
all
And when I say
your
that, I
ducks in a
mean as
row
far
before
as
you
like
have children. And when I say that, I
having
mean
your
as
own
far as
everything,
like
pretty much, like having
having
your
your
own
own
home,
everything, pretty much, like
having
having your own home,
have the vehicle,
having
being able
vehicle,
to financially
being able
provide.
to financially provide.
Because I was able
right.
to
Because
do
I
all of
was
that,
able to do
you
all of
know,
that,
um,
you know,
as a team with
as
the
a
mother of
team
my
with the
child.
mother of my child.
But
But
unfortunately,
unfortunately,
sometimes you can't
sometimes you can't
you may not be
you
able to
may not be
dictate
able to dictate
um the
um
route that different people
the
take
route
in their lives. You
that
know what I mean? So with that being said,
different
unfortunately,
people take in
me and my daughter's
their
mom, we
lives.
separated.
You know what I mean? So with that
It's
being
been
said,
pretty hard for
unfortunately,
me, but
me and my daughter's mom, we separated.
personally, it's like
Mm,
as I said
It's
before, I've been in
been
her
pretty
life
hard
since she was
for me,
born. You know what I mean? I've taken care of her
but
since she was born. Unfortunately, from
but my bad,
from
it's lagging a little
personally,
bit.
it's like since you're born,
like
I
you
take
said
care
it's
of she.
lagging.
You said it's lagging.
Yeah. What was the last part?
Oh no, so yeah, I was saying
Oh
like
no, so yeah, I was saying like
basically,
basically,
once it gets
once it gets
to the
to the
co-parenting part, pretty
co-parenting
much
part, pretty much
things kind of
that's where
get tough
things
at,
kind of get tough at,
because
because
some people, I mean,
some people,
they don't
they don't
they don't really
they don't
expect
really
to, I guess,
expect
be
to, I
with
guess, be with
the parent
the
that they
parent
made the
that they
child
made
with.
the child with.
And I guess that's
And
why
I
my
guess that's why
situation
my
is so
situation is so
unfortunate,
unfortunate,
because I
because
actually
I
planned
actually
to have my
planned to
child,
have my
so I
child,
didn't.
so I
But what
didn't.
I didn't
But
plan
what I
is
didn't plan is
for her,
for
for her mother and I
for her
to
mother
not,
and I to not,
pretty much be a
pretty much
team,
be a
and
team, and
Mm,
together or
even
not,
together or not,
just to be able
just to be able
to co-parent
to
properly,
co-parent properly,
because unfortunately we're
that's
not really able
we're
to do
not
that.
really able to do that.
mm.
I mean, I
Wow.
wish we
I
were able
wish we
to,
were able
but
to,
it takes two
it
people,
takes two people, you know what I mean?
So if you
Mm.
have one
If you
person
have
that's
one
not
person
willing
that's not
to
willing to
do their part,
do their part,
then it's like,
then it's like,
it's only so much
it's only
the
so
other
much
person can
the
do.
other
You know
person
what I
can
mean?
do. You know
So,
what I mean?
do you feel like she's doing her part, or like as far as taking care of the child? Or,
I, w-
I,
I
w-
wish I could say
I wish
yes,
I
but
could say yes,
unfortunately
but
no.
unfortunately no.
mm,
I wish I could say
I
mm.
yes.
wish I could say yes.
Wow.
It's
It's
Well,
it's very difficult though. Like I said,
it's
as far
very
as
difficult though.
fatherhood,
Like I said, as far
I
as
can't speak
fatherhood,
for all pilots,
I can't speak
but
for all
I do
pilots,
speak for the
but
good
I do
fathers.
speak for the good
There
fathers.
are some that don't
Now
have
there
to,
are some that don't
go
have to,
through
go through
what I go through.
what I go
But
through.
as I
But
said before,
as I
though,
said before,
referring back to
though,
what I said
referring back
about
to what I said about
I guess just
I
being
guess
mindful of
just
who
being
you have
mindful of
children
who
with.
you
You
have
know what I
children
mean?
with. You
Because
know what I mean? Because
mm,
I didn't expect any
I
of this,
didn't expect
honestly.
any of this, honestly.
like I
Right.
said,
Like I
even
said,
with us not being
even with
together,
us not being
I
together,
always thought,
I
that we would
always
be able
thought,
to be
that
a
we would
team
be able to be a
in some
team
way, shape, or
in
form
some
to be
way, shape,
able
or
to,
form to be
still
able to,
properly
still
co-parent and take
properly
care of our
co-parent and
child.
take care of our
But
child.
unfortunately,
But unfortunately,
it's really not able
it's really not
to be
able
like that,
to be
just
like
because
that,
of,
just because
people.
people.
It may take them a
It
while to
may take them
learn
a while to
from
learn
their
from their
mistakes, I guess.
mistakes, I guess.
They may be stuck in their
They
ways
may
and
be
stuff
stuck
like
in their
that. So
ways, stuff like that. So
you can't really
So are you
can't
I
saying
learned
that
that you can't
I learned
you
that
cannot force their
you
learning process.
you
You can't
cannot
make
force their
basically you
learning
cannot make
process.
someone see where
You
they're
can't
wrong
make
at if they
you
don't want to
cannot
see
make
where they're
someone
wrong
see
at.
where they're wrong at if they don't want to see where
Because
they're wrong at.
pretty much that's
Because
just
pretty much
it's
that's
basically just ignorance. You know what I mean?
it's basically just ignorance. You know what I mean?
Like they may not be able to see it.
Are you
They may
saying,
not be able to see it. But
Unfortunately, that's really
unfortunately,
all it is.
that's really all it is.
You
It's just
know,
ignorance.
me personally,
so
I
Me
try
personally,
to
I try to
I try to avoid ignorance at this
I try
point.
to
Because
avoid
I'm trying
ignorance at
to
this point.
elevate,
Because I'm trying
and
to
get back to
elevate, and get back to
where I was
where I
headed
was
toward
headed toward
in my
in my
in my journey of life,
in
basically.
my journey of life, basically. So,
But yeah, with
so
my
are you
child,
saying like,
with my
she's
child,
I'm sorry,
she's
what you said, Simon?
I'm sorry, what would you say, Sam?
no, I'm saying like, are you saying like you you met a different side of her at a later stage? Like she didn't show you a certain side of her that you discovered later on. It's like he's like when she shows you that side of her, it's like, who is this? I don't know who that is.
Exactly. And honestly,
Exactly.
that
And
scared me
honestly,
really
that
because I'm
scared
like,
me
wow,
really because
like
I'm like,
it's like
wow, like it's
I'm
like
like, this is not the
I'm
same
like, this is
person I
not the
bet.
same person I met.
This isn't the same
This
person
isn't the same person that
that I thought I knew.
that I
You
thought
know
I
what I
knew.
mean?
You know what I mean?
Hmm. Wow. I actually see. It's funny because my ex, I was in tears the other day because like I was crying because my ex, like I really loved her and I still do love her somewhat, but it's like um we're in a spiritual war right now. So
Yeah.
I caught her putting spells, like she's listening to succubus frequency. You know what a succubus is, right?
I've heard the term
I've
before. I'm
heard the
not
term before. I'm
exactly
not
sure
exactly sure
what it is.
what it is.
A succubus is a female demon that has sex with you to drain your energy. So I
Okay.
feel like
Okay.
that's what she did to me, and she blocked me on all social media. Like I tried reaching out to her, and she blocked me because I exposed her. So, um, it's unfortunate. Like, can you speak on like some black women that block you and they don't want to have a conversation with you? Like, there's no communication.
Yeah. So with
You know what
that,
I mean?
Yeah. So with
the
that,
way the best
the
way
way
I could
the
sum
best
that
way
up is
I could sum that up is
zero accountability.
zero accountability.
Because
Hmm.
the thing is,
Because
like, I mean, I'm not
I'm
entirely
not
aware of your
entirely
situation,
aware of your situation,
but I know, like, most
but I know,
situations,
like, most situations,
usually
you know,
both parties are somewhat wrong,
usually
have done things that may have been wrong,
both parties
but
are somewhat wrong,
at the
have
end of the
done
day,
things that
like
may have been
you
wrong,
said, like, if you
but
love her, like
at the end of the day,
you want to do
like
as
you
much
said,
as you
like, if you
can
love her, like
to make it work.
you
You know
want
what
to
I
do
mean?
as much as you can
And you're
to
not
make
wrong
it
for
work.
that.
You know what I
You know
mean?
what I mean? Because it's like
Hmm.
And you're not wrong for
you
that. You know
actually
what I mean? Because
value
it's
that
like
person. You actually
you
cherish her.
actually
So it's
value
like,
that person. You
but
actually
the
cherish
thing
her.
is, though,
So it's like,
unfortunately, like, I
but
mean,
the thing is, though, unfortunately,
I'm
like,
pretty sure
I
I don't have to
mean,
tell you this, but it's like,
I'm
and
pretty sure I
I
don't
don't
have to
want you
tell
to
you
think,
this,
I'm
but
trying
it's
to
like,
discourage you,
I
but it's
don't
like,
want you to
when
think,
it gets
I'm
to
trying
that
to
point,
discourage you, but
like
it's like,
blocking
when it
and
gets to that point,
everything,
like
it's like you
blocking
pretty
and
much just
everything.
gotta, like,
It's like you pretty much just gotta, like,
tell yourself,
tell
like,
us,
this person
like,
doesn't care
this
about me
person
as
doesn't
much as I
care
thought
about
they
me as
did.
much as I thought
You know
they
what I
did.
mean?
You know
Because
what I mean? Because
unfortunately, it was pretty much the
it
same
was
way for
pretty
me,
much the
man.
same way
Like
for me,
the
man. Like
only reason that
the only reason that
I'm not blocked by
I'm
her
not
is
blocked
because
by
we have a
her
child
is
together.
because we have a child
But
together.
unfortunately,
But
what I
unfortunately,
had to do,
what I had to
which hurt
do,
me the most,
which hurt
I
me the
actually had
most,
to block her
I
and
actually had
everything.
to block her and everything.
Because it's like,
Because it's like,
Wow.
it got mentally draining to the
it got
point where it's
mentally
like,
draining to the point where it's like,
she was pretty much just
she was
keeping
pretty
tabs
much
on
just
me.
keeping tabs on
Like
me.
she wouldn't answer my
She
calls,
wouldn't
answer
answer
my
my
texts.
calls, answer my
But like
texts.
anytime I
But like
post
anytime I
something like, girl, I
post
posted my
something like,
story,
girl, I
she'll
posted
be
my
like the
story,
first person to
she'll be
watch
like
it.
the
And it's
first person
weird
to
because I'm
watch it.
like,
And it's weird because I'm like,
you tell me like,
you tell me like,
you don't want
you
anything to
don't
do with me.
want anything
You
to
know
do
what I
with
mean?
me.
Like,
You know what I
you
mean?
know what I
Like,
mean? More
you know what
yada
I
yada
mean? More
whatever.
yada yada whatever.
But it's like I said,
But
it's
it's
like
like I said, it's like
you'd be like the first
you'd
person
be
to
like the
watch
first
my
person to
story. Like
watch
whenever
my
I post
story. Like
something, that's
whenever I
weird
post
because it's
something,
like at
that's
this
weird
point
because
I'm
it's
liable
like
to
at
feel
this
like
point
I'm
I'm
being
liable to feel
stalked.
like I'm being stalked.
But it's like,
Right,
what's the
right,
point?
right.
It's
It's like,
like you
what's the
don't want
point?
anything to do with me.
You don't want anything to
And
do
it's like
with
on
me.
top of that, we have a child
And
together.
it's like
So
on
it's
top of
like
that, we have a child together. So
it's like it's just no respect. You
it's
know what I
like it's
mean?
just
Like,
no
and that's
respect.
another thing
You know what
too.
I mean? Like, that's another thing too.
I feel like us as black
I
men,
feel like us
we
as
have to
black men,
learn.
we have to
And
learn.
it's
And
unfortunately
it's
like a lot of us don't really
unfortunately
learn
like a
until
lot of
it's
us
too
don't
late.
really learn
You
until
know
it's
what I
too
mean?
late.
But it's like
You
if
know what I
there's no
mean? But it's
respect
like if there's no
in a
respect
relationship, there's
in a
nothing.
relationship,
You know
there's
what I mean?
nothing.
It doesn't matter
You know what I mean? It
if you
doesn't
have a child
matter
together
if
or
you have
not.
a child
I
together
had
or
to
not.
learn it the hard way.
I had to
You
learn
know
it
what
the
I mean?
hard way. You know what I mean?
I've been like I said, I've
I've
been in
been
my daughter's
like I
life
said, I've
since
been
she
in
was
my daughter's
born.
life
You know, I was
since she
there
was
in the
born.
hospital
You know,
when
I
she,
was there in the hospital
was pushed out.
when she,
You know,
you
she
know,
lived with me.
Wow.
was pushed
Wow.
out.
Her and her
You
mother
know,
lived
she
with me. You
lived
know
with
what I
me.
mean? I worked
Um,
hard,
her and her
long,
mother
hard
lived
hours.
with
I
me. You know
worked
what I
12
mean? I
hours
worked
a day, pretty much.
hard,
To
long hard
provide
hours.
for
I
her
worked
and my
12
child.
hours a day, pretty much. You know, to
Unfortunately, I
provide
mean,
for
for
her and
me,
my child.
it was enough. You know, because I knew I
Unfortunately,
was
I mean,
doing
for
what I
me,
was supposed to
it was enough. You know,
for
because
the
I knew
most
I was
part.
doing what I was supposed to do.
But
For
to
the
her,
most
I
part.
guess it wasn't enough. You know,
But to
she
her, I
couldn't
guess it
appreciate
wasn't
that.
enough. You know,
But I'm trying to make
she
peace
couldn't
with
appreciate
myself
that.
to
But
understand
I'm
that,
trying to make peace with myself to understand
maybe
that,
she
you
just
know,
had the mental capacity
maybe
to
she just
appreciate
had
it.
the
You know what
mental
I mean? But
capacity
that's her. You know,
to appreciate
that's
it. You know
a
what I mean?
personal
But
issue with her. It's not me. I
that's
know at the end
a
of the day, I
personal
did
issue
my
with her.
part
It's not me. I
because,
know
like I
at the end of
said,
the
you
day,
know,
I did my part. Because, like
I
I
had
said,
her
you
and my
know,
child living with me. You know,
Do you
I
feel
had
like
her
paid me rent free. You know,
my
I
child living with me. You know, she
passed with her about rent or helping me pay
do you
bills or
feel like
anything like that.
you know, I never
And
passed with her
because
about
I didn't really have a
rent or
problem
helping
with
me
it.
pay
You know,
bills or
like
anything like that.
I wanted to be the breadwinner.
And
You know, be
because
able
I
to
didn't really have a
provide
problem
for
with
my
it, you know,
household. But unfortunately, it's like I
I
wasn't able to
I
do that
wanted
properly
to be the
because
breadwinner, you know, be able to
it's like,
provide for my
I
household.
don't know.
But unfortunately,
It's
it's like I
like
wasn't able to do that
she just
properly
made it
because
harder for me. You know what I mean?
it's
So it's
she
like,
made it harder for me.
you
You
know,
know
like
what
I
I mean?
said, if it's no
So
respect
it's like,
in a relationship, it's
you know, like
really
I said,
nothing. It
if
really
it's no
doesn't matter if
respect
you
in a
have a child
relationship,
together.
it's really nothing. It really
Because it's
doesn't matter
like,
if
you
you have a
know,
child together.
like I said, with her and my child living with me,
Because,
she would tell me
like,
things
you
like,
know,
oh, well, you know,
like I said, with her and
you
my
need to
child,
be the man of the
you need to
house
be
and
the man of the
provide.
house and provide.
And that's, you know, that's understandable because that's what I
That's,
wanted to
you
do.
know,
You
that's
know, like I'm in my
understandable
mind,
because
I'm like, I'm a family man
that's what I
now, you
wanted
know.
to do. You know,
My
like
mother, my child lives
in
with
my
me, my
mind, I'm like, I'm a
daughter.
family man now.
You know, everything's going good.
You
But
know, the mother of
unfortunately,
my
you know,
child lives with me,
it's
my
never really
daughter.
that simple,
Like,
you know.
you know,
Because like I
everything's
said, I
going
can't
good.
speak for
But
everybody else,
unfortunately,
but I
you
know
know,
my personal experience, like, you know, like I
it's
said,
never
I
that
I had
simple. You know,
this apartment, you know,
like I said,
things
I
were
can't
going
speak for
great.
everybody
Her
else,
and
but
my
I
daughter
know
are living with me.
my
I'm working
personal
12 hours a
experience.
day.
Like, you know, like I
While I'm
said,
at work, working 12 hours a
I
day, you know,
I had
she invited
this
another guy to
apartment,
my
you know,
apartment.
I'm thinking things are going great. Her, my
You know what I mean?
I'm working 12 hours
And
a day
when I found that out,
while
that
I'm at
hurt
work,
me very
working
much
12
because I'm
hours a
like,
day. You
wow,
know,
you know,
she's,
like
you know what I mean?
I'm
Yeah.
going, you know, I'm
And when I
going
found that
out
out, that hurt me
working
very
hard
much.
every
I'm
day,
like,
trying to
wow, you know,
provide for
like
you and my child.
I'm going
And you
out
telling me like, you know,
working
this is
hard
what I
every
need
day,
to
trying
do,
to provide for you,
making it seem
making
like
it seem like
as if it's an
as if it's an
obligation.
obligation.
Which at the time
Which
I
at the
thought,
time
you
I
know, I
thought,
believed
you
it
know, I
was
believed it
because I'm
was
like, yeah,
because
you
I'm
know,
like,
you
yeah, you
guys are
know, you
living
guys
with
are
me.
living with me.
I want to be able to
I
take
want to be
care of
able
you.
to take
But it's like
care. It's like
I'm only taking care of you
I'm only taking care of you
because it's
because
beneficial to you. You're not doing anything
it's
beneficial for
beneficial
me.
to
You
you.
know what I
You're not
mean?
doing anything
Like
beneficial for me.
except
You know what I mean? Like
arguing,
except
you know,
arguing,
provoking
you know,
fights to
provoking
make me look
fights
like a bad
to
person.
make me look like a bad person.
And
Yeah, and
pretty
Julian,
much
did
just
you have
just
your
trying
You know,
to
pretty much just you know,
did you have your
just
father when you grew up?
trying to.
yes and no.
Sorry, it's lagging bad.
No, you're right. Yeah, so to answer your question though,
Yeah, it's lagging
like you hear me?
bad.
Yes and no.
Okay.
Answer your question. Like you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you now.
Okay.
I can hear you now.
Okay.
Gotcha. Yeah, so to answer
Yeah.
your
So
question,
so
yes
to
and
answer your
no.
question, yes and no.
And
And
I don't
I don't necessarily
blame my
blame my
family
family
for
for
not
not
being
being
around
around like
like I wanted them to
I
be.
wanted them to be.
Because at the end of the day, he had
Because at
other
the end of the
children
day,
as
he had
well.
other
So I
children
don't.
as
And
well.
then
So I
now
don't.
I'm
And then
a
now
grown
I'm
adult. So I don't
a
really.
grown adult. So I
I
don't
just
really.
try to forgive
I
him,
just
just
try
for
to forgive
myself.
him,
You know what
just
I
for
mean?
myself.
But
You know what I mean?
the thing is,
The
what I
thing
try to
is,
explain to
what I try to
the
explain
mother of
to
my child is
the
like,
mother of my child is like,
I um
I
I work my
I
hardest
work
pretty
my
much
hardest
to
pretty much to
try to not make
Try
the
to
same mistakes that my father
not
did.
make the
You know
same
what I mean?
mistakes that my father did. You know what I mean?
Because truth be told,
Because truth be
I'm not supposed to be
told,
here. You know, like I was.
I'm
I
not
mean, I
supposed to
don't
be
know if
here.
you
You
heard
know,
the
like I
term
was.
before, but technically,
I
I'm a
mean, I don't know if
bastard
you heard the
child.
term
You know what I
before,
mean?
but
Like
technically, I'm a bastard
I
child.
was.
You know what I mean? Like
My father was
Oh
married
wow.
to my brother's mother
my father was married to
when
my
he
brother's
had me
mother
with my mother,
when he
pretty
had
much.
me with
So
my mother.
yeah, like I
Pretty
said, I'm not
much.
supposed to
So
be here,
yeah,
but
like
I
I said,
am.
I'm not supposed to be here,
And
but I am.
I mean,
And
it's still, you know, at the end of the day, I'm
I
not
mean, it's
complaining
still, you know, at the
because
end of the
you
day,
know,
I'm not
obviously it's
complaining
the reason
because,
that I'm
you know,
here.
obviously it's the reason that I'm here.
But as I said
Yeah.
before,
But as I said before,
not trying to
you
compare
know,
situations, but
not
that's
trying to
pretty much
compare
what I tried to
situations, but
explain
that's
to the
pretty
mother
much
of my
what I tried
child
to
is that,
explain
like,
to
you
the
know,
mother
I
of my
didn't really
child is
have
that,
no
like, you
father
know,
in
I
my
didn't
life.
really
You
have
know,
no father in
he
my life.
wasn't there in the
He
hospital when
wasn't
my
there
mother
in the
had me.
hospital when my mother had me.
You know, I didn't get to
You know,
wake up
I
and
didn't
see
get to
my
wake
dad
up
every
and
day.
see my dad every day.
Like,
Hmm.
I mean, I
Like,
did. I see my mom.
I
You
mean,
know, I
I
woke up,
did.
but
I
that's the
see my
thing.
mom,
Like,
you know, I woke up, but that's the
it
thing. Like,
wasn't the
it
two
wasn't a
parent household. You know what
two
I mean?
parent
Like,
household. You know what I mean? Like,
and that's what
and
I
that's what I
that's what I provided for my
that's what
daughter.
I
You know,
provided for my daughter. You know,
in the
I
beginning, you know what I
in the
mean. Like
beginning,
I
you know
made
what I
sure
mean?
that
Like
she
I
had a
made
two
sure that
parent
she had
household.
a two
She was
parent
able to
household.
wake up to
She was
both
able to
parents
wake
every
up to
day,
both parents every day,
and you know, and be
and
happy. And
you know, and
that's
be
how it
happy.
was.
And
You know, and
that's
that's
how it was. You
truth
know,
be told, that's really
truth be told,
why
that's
it
really
hurts me as much as it
why it
does
hurts me as
now.
much as it does now.
Because
Because
now, you know, now that we're
now, you
separated,
know, now that
not
we're
even really
separated,
just the
not
fact that
even really
me
just
and
the
her
fact
mother are
that me
separated,
and her
but just
mother
the
are
fact that,
separated, but
like I
just the
said
fact that,
before,
like I said before,
um, you
um,
know, I used to wake up to
you know,
my
I used to
daughter every
wake up
day.
to my daughter
You know what
every
I
day.
mean? Like, you
You know
gotta
what I
wake
mean?
up.
Like, you gotta wake up.
And she's like, you know, laying
She like, you
right
know,
there
laying
next to me in the
right
bed.
there
You know,
next
and
to
it's
me in
like,
the
nah, I
bed. You
wake
know,
up
and it's
every
like,
day.
nah, I wake up every
She's
day.
not there. You
She's
know, and
not there. You know, and
I'm still
I
trying
gotta,
to, you know,
I'm still
kind of
trying to, you know, kind of
get used to that.
get
You know
used
what I
to that.
mean? Because
You know what I
it's
mean?
just a
Because
different kind of
it's
hurt.
just a
You know what I
different
mean?
kind of hurt. You know what I mean?
Right. Wow. Yeah, I remember. I remember I used to come to your house and we used to play games, video games. We used to play that basketball game on GameCube,
Yeah.
and I remember we went outside
Yeah.
and man, but I remember seeing your dad one time, and I didn't really see him much, but I did see him one time come in the house. But
I think you may be referring
yeah.
to my stepdad.
I think you may be referring to my stepdad.
Mm.
He was a
Wait,
cool
say that
guy.
again.
He
I
was a
said, I
cool
think you
guy.
may be referring to my
I
stepdad.
said, I think you may be referring to my stepdad.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah. He
Probably
was all right though.
isn't his
You
name
know,
Derek?
He was all right though.
yeah,
You know,
Derek, yeah.
yeah, Derek. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Oh, I thought
Yeah,
that was
but
your dad. My bad.
Yeah, but
oh yeah, no worries, man.
oh yeah,
You
no worries, man.
you are really
You are really
aware.
aware.
I don't think I ever really spoke on
I
my
don't
real
think I
dad.
ever really spoke on my real dad.
oh. Mm.
Yeah, but
Well, I think it's good that you're being there for. I know you. I'm sure you work hard, and I feel like black fathers are always unappreciated. It seems like they try to put a bad light on black fathers and saying, deadbeats, and they're not there for their kids, and I'm trying to do the same thing. Like when I have kids, I want to change the narrative. Like I don't want to, because my dad was like he made a lot of mistakes there. Like you said, I don't want to repeat those mistakes because uh, we have to carry the legacy of our so yeah, I really try to do you are you spiritual? Like do you meditate?
I try to
I
honestly.
tried
Like
to honestly, like
I
I
it hasn't really worked for me
it
though.
hasn't really
I
worked
don't
for
know.
me
I
though.
think I
I
haven't put
don't know. I
enough
think I
effort
haven't put
into it
enough
though.
effort into it
I think
though.
I'm I think I'm gonna try to work on
I'm
that a
gonna try
little
to
bit
work on
more.
that a little bit more.
Oh
I
yeah,
do
yeah.
got to pray
I
some
do
more
got to
too. I'm
pray
not
some
gonna
more too. I'm
lie.
not
Like
gonna lie. Like
I've been in church like probably like
I've been in
within
church
the
like probably
past
like
2 months,
two
maybe like
months,
twice, three
maybe like
times.
twice, three times.
It was a minute
Mm-hmm.
ago though. That's why I'm like,
It
yeah,
was a minute ago though. That's why I'm like,
I
yeah,
gotta get back you know, on the spiritual level, you
I
know what I
gotta
mean?
I gotta get back on the spiritual level, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
But you are absolutely right as far as
Right, yeah, because we're in a spiritual war right now.
But you are absolutely as far as
oh yeah.
Wait, sorry, say it again.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I was saying you were absolutely
Oh
right
no, I'm
as
sorry.
far as
I was saying you were absolutely right
as
as
far
far
as
as
black fathers having a bad light
as
shed
far
on
as
them.
black fathers having a bad light shed on them.
Because like I said, me personally, I speak for the
Because like I
I
said,
speak for the
me
good fathers,
personally,
because it's
I
some that
speak
don't
for
have
the
to
I speak for the
go
good
through
fathers,
what I
because
go
there's some
through.
that don't have to
But
go
I do
through
know
what I go
now
through.
that there are some that
But
do
I do
go
know
through what I go through as well.
now
So
that
it's
there
like,
are some that
even
do
though
go through what
it
I go
still
through as
hurts.
well.
I
So
know,
it's like,
at least I know,
even though
I'm not alone.
it still
You know what I
hurts,
mean?
I know
Because
at least I know I'm not alone.
for the longest time,
Because
I've always
for the longest time,
I wouldn't say I believed
I've
it,
always
but I've
I
pretty
wouldn't say
much
I
just
believed it, but
went with
I've
the
pretty much
agenda
just
that they tried to push. You know what I
went
mean?
with
As
the
far as
agenda that they
just
tried to
black
push. You
fathers
know what I
being dead
mean? As
leaders
far as
and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Because
just black fathers
at
being
the end of the day,
deadbeats and
like I
stuff
said,
like
like
that.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Because
I know who my
at the
father
end of the
is.
day, like I said, like yeah, I know
I
who my
wouldn't say
father
he's
is.
been
You
there
know,
all my
like
life, but
I wouldn't
I
say
don't hate him. You know what I mean?
he
Like I do appreciate him.
been,
You know, but
but
I don't know. That
I don't hate
situation
him.
was a little
You know what
different
I
though.
mean? Like
Because
I do
my
appreciate, but
dad and my mom, they were
I don't know.
never
That situation
really
was a little
together.
different though. Because
So it's like,
it's
but
like,
even with
but
that
even
being
with that
said,
being said,
she never kept me away from
never
my
kept
father,
me
which
away
I
from my father,
appreciate.
which
I
appreciate.
appreciate her for that. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And
I appreciate
honestly,
her
that's
for
why
that.
I look
You
at
know
my
what I mean?
situation as like, it's like,
And honestly, that's why I
it's just
look at my
really
situation
unbelievable,
as
because
like,
me and my daughter's mom
it's
were
like,
actually together. You know what I mean?
it's
And
just
as
really
unfortunate as it
unbelievable.
is, I don't know why, but
Because
it's like,
me and my daughter's mom
she
were
just
actually together. You
she
know what I
tries her
mean?
hardest to
And as
keep her from me.
unfortunate as
You
it
know what I
is,
mean?
I don't know why, but
And
it's
it's
like,
very
she's
confusing,
from me. You know
because
what I
like
mean?
I said, I've been in
And
my
it's very
daughter's life
confusing,
since the
because
day
like
she
I
was
said, I've
born,
been in my daughter's life since
and
the day she was born. And
it's just very confusing when I
it's
think
just very
about it, because I'm
confusing
like,
when I think about it, because I'm
like what did I do to deserve
like
this?
what did I do to deserve this?
Right. Yeah.
Like
yeah,
I feel like it's.
you know,
Mm,
I'm sorry, what were we saying?
I'm sorry, what were we saying?
no, I was just saying to add on that. I feel like, yeah, like I wonder why black women, not all of them, but like some of them bash black men, and I feel like it's because like back in the day, like during slavery times, like the
Where my AirPods at?
we just got disconnected. They trying to shut me up. I'm trying to tell you this. They don't like me. Oh well, we back. I gotta. He's gotta join once again. I just want y'all to see this, man. I just want y'all to see. I'm trying to make these videos for y'all and for my people, and trying to get the knowledge out there, and not even knowledge, but just when I'm talking to him, it's a real conversation. When I'm talking to anyone on this podcast, I'm having a real conversation, and we're having a real connection. You know, so I'm trying, y'all. I'm trying. It's the 21st of September, and I'm trying, man. I'm trying. I'm gonna see if I can exit out. I don't know what happened. I guess we just gonna wait here. I'm gonna delay this. It's annoying though, man. I'm so sorry. This is like this right now. Bear with me, bear with me, bear with me, bear with me, bear with me. You're not gonna be on for too much longer anyway. But I just wanted to get some good conversations on. I got rid of that logo though. So there's no logo now. So that's I paid a subscription so I can be professional. And yeah. But the layout, let me just see the layout. There we go. I like it. I'm waiting for him to join back in. I'm about to eat something in a minute. Yeah. Hello, hello. Can you hear me?
Hello, hello.
Yeah, I can hear you a little bit. Say something again.
Yo.
Okay, okay. Yeah, so we got disconnected. We're back now. What were you saying?
Oh no, it's all good. But yeah, I think I left off basically yeah, adding on to what you were saying as far as there being a bad light shed on black fathers, you know what I mean? Because don't get me wrong, as I said before, I can't speak for all fathers. You actually do have some that don't, that aren't in their children's lives, don't want to be in their children's lives,
Mm,
but I know I can, like I said, for me personally, I can say
right.
that I have fought with every bone in my body, to be in my daughter's life, even though I shouldn't have to, you know what I mean, because I've been in her life since she was born. So the fact that, now it's like I have to, um, or I wouldn't, like I said, I wouldn't say well, I shouldn't have to, but the fact that I feel as if I have to fight and try to be in her life is like, it's just very unfortunate, because it shouldn't be that way, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, though, um, as I said before, that's really a personal problem that her mother has to address with herself. You know what I mean? Because at
Mm,
the end of the day, it's not really about our relationship. You know, even though like I said, even though that hurts as well, like I'm still trying to. Well, I feel as if I've been doing my best, trying to make peace and accept the fact that we may not be together or whatever, and there's really nothing I can do about that. But at the end of the day, that shouldn't affect um, that shouldn't affect my daughter. You know what I mean?
mm,
Because she has had both parents in her life since she was born. So it's like now, um, she barely sees me. And I know with her still being a baby, her memory, might be a little fuzzy, so she doesn't really know exactly what's going on. But I do know that it probably hurts her just as much as it hurts me, because she knows who I am,
mm,
But at the same time, well, it's really nothing she can do about it. The fact that she's not able to see me, you know what I mean? And it's just weird, I don't know, like I'm not I'm not sure if I'm the only one like necessarily that deals with this like exact type of treatment, from the mother of my child, because like I said, I know there's plenty of good fathers, that go through the same type of problems. But I mean, I don't know, as unfortunate as it is, um, I don't know, it seems as if the mother of my child, I don't know, it's like she wants me to be a deadbeat dad, you know what I mean? Basically,
mm,
so that I can fit that narrative that she wants to push. And it's very unfortunate, because it's like, why, like I'm a good father, I take care of my child, and that should be that should be acknowledged. Like I'm not looking for a pat on the back, for taking care of my child. That's what I'm supposed to do. I made it. It was my decision. I knew exactly what I was doing. She wasn't a mistake. So like I said, I'm not looking for a pat on the back.
mm,
Because that's what I'm obligated to do. Um,
mm,
but at the end of the day, there's no guidebook to parenthood. You know what I mean? Like they don't. I mean, well, I guess technically you could say there is, like, they have books on parenting and stuff like that. But like, there's no agenda that they give you when you have a baby. Like, oh, here, this is exactly what you need to do. Like,
mm.
this time, this day, stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's like you learn everything as you go.
Right,
And
right, right.
I won't sit here and act like I'm the perfect parent. No one can say that they're a perfect parent. You know what I mean? But I will say that I am a very good father. No matter how much others may try to convince me that I'm not. And that's something that I've had to. That's a personal battle that I've had to deal with myself as well, because it got to a point where her friends and stuff like that, they would try to convince me otherwise, that I am a bad father and stuff. And, I would take it personally,
Mm,
um, because it's like I'd just be thinking like, well, like, who I am, like, you know that I take care of my daughter. But as I said before, same way with her, I feel as if that's personal problems with other people that they have with themselves. It's like they don't. It's almost as if they don't want to accept the truth. That they know I'm a good father. It's just hard for them. It may be hard for them to admit that, just because they might not like me as a person.
mm. Wow.
And I want to say that's understandable, but honestly, it's just, to me, it's unfortunate. It's very childish.
Mm,
Because it's like, your opinion of me you know, shouldn't determine how you feel about me as a father, because at the end of the day, I feel like people don't understand this, but whether you like it or not, it's like, when it comes to my child, it's really none of your business as far as like what goes on between me, the mother of my child, and I. You know what I mean? Because we made this child together, and I feel like
mm,
that's where she kind of got things confused at, because once things started to get a little bumpy, we started having, we separated, started having having a lot of mishaps. It's like she uh she took it upon herself basically to get um everyone on the outside looking in involved in what we had going on, as far as raising our child. And I feel like that affected a lot. You know what I mean? Because it's like now it's almost as if everyone around her, has an opinion on um, me as a father. And it's like,
mm,
as I said before, that's something that I had to like it it irritated me for a while, but like I said, I just had to accept it, in order to mature and realize, like I said, that may be a personal problem that they have with themselves, because at the end of the day, realistically speaking, like, these people don't know me,
mm.
like the mother of my child knows me. But
Right,
it's
right.
like, um,
Mhm. Okay,
even with
so
that,
I'm curious, like, what kind of things do you do with your daughter, like, as far as like fun? Like, I think I saw on Instagram you took her to like Chuck E. Cheese or something like that.
oh yeah, so okay. It's funny because, like, I mean, well, when I did, when I was able to spend time with her, I tried, when I was able to, I tried to do as much as I could, because I work a lot, I mean, as you see, I know you probably see the bags under my eyes, but yeah, I work
Mm.
I work a lot, so
Right.
when when I did get to spend time with my daughter, I would try to, I just try to, take her outside, enjoy nature,
Mm,
stuff like that. Um, I w- when I lived in Detroit, um, I lived downtown Detroit. So down there they have a a lot of live scenery, things of that nature. Um, I would take her down there,
Mm-hmm.
see, just to see the outside world. You know what I mean? Take her to the park. Um, her first trip to the park, honestly, I feel like she didn't like it though. I mean, she did, but I don't know. I feel like once she like, cause she's seeing all the other kids and stuff, and she like, she's so small, she like, I can't do what the other kids doing. So I think she kind of got irritated with that. But I think my favorite thing to do with my daughter, um, me and her mom, we used to take her to it's a place called Menchie's, I think frozen yogurt. Even though she really a baby, so she's not
You got
supposed to
me?
be eat. Yeah, she's not supposed to eat frozen yogurt, but we'll still take her. We get some frozen yogurt, she'll tear it up every time. I'll be like,
Oh wow, that's amazing. Wow.
oh yeah,
And you ever wonder what it'd be like if you had a son? Like, do you think it'd be easier raising a son, or do you think it's like having a daughter is like? Because some people say like having a daughter is a little bit more like when they get older, they're gonna be like sassy and you know.
yeah. I've thought about that a lot, especially dealing with her mom. Like because unfortunately, like I said, with her mother not really wanting me to be around to fit her narrative of me being a deadbeat or whatever. Like I pretty much already kind of like predicted it all in my head, because I already know usually how these type of things go, and
Mm-hmm.
with her mother, the mother of my child's mom, I have respect for her, and the thing is, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say she enables her behavior, but that's another thing too. Like, it starts at home. So it's like, how they say, females with, daddy issues or whatever, like if they don't have their father in their life and stuff like that, then they might be red flag or whatever the case may be. And honestly, I don't feel like I feel like it's true, but to a certain extent, because um I'm sorry I didn't answer your question directly. I'm gonna get to it like in just a second.
Oh no,
But
you
like
good.
yeah, but like I said, like I feel like it's true to a certain extent because she actually did have her father in her life. I'm not sure like what he did for her to feel the way she felt about him. But she didn't really I don't know, I guess she didn't really like her dad like that. She like when we were together at least, she used to talk about him a lot. Unfortunately, I mean I really hate to say this, because I know we're talking about like sensitive topics right now. But yeah, unfortunately, I hate to say it, but like it's like she would wish death on her father and stuff like that, and that
Mm-hmm.
honestly that should have been a red flag for me right there, even though I really would try to talk sense to her like that's not right, you shouldn't say that, that's your dad, however like regardless of how you feel about him and stuff like that, but she insisted, it's like that's her mind was set. But unfortunately, he actually recently just passed, and what kind of irritated me about it, even though like, you know, it's not necessarily any of my business, but at the same time I took it personally, because it's like, it was just weird to me. But it's like once he passed, then she started posting saying like, oh, I love you, dad, this and that. And I'm just looking like, well, I'm like, you were just wishing death on your dad though. Like it's kinda weird. Like, like I told her, like I had to, be honest with her. I'm like, honestly, like, you know, I feel like the way you treated your dad before he passed is the same way you treat me, and I'm like, I feel like it's just fake love. You know what I mean? So it's like I told her, I'm like, knock on wood, but I'm like, if I ever, if I happen to pass away before you, I'm like, please, like, don't do the same with me, because I'm like, you don't.
Wow,
I mean, well, according to you, you
that's
hate me,
crazy,
like I said,
man.
yeah, it's very crazy. But yeah, to answer
Mhm.
your question though, I feel like honestly, I feel like raising a son would probably be it would definitely well I wouldn't say definitely because I don't know for sure, but I feel like it would be easier, because
Mm,
Either way it goes, I want to be, I want to be able to raise my child to, be better than me at the end of the day, you know, because I know I'm a good person, I've obviously, I've made my mistakes, like we're all human, we make our mistakes, but I definitely want my child to learn from my mistakes so that they don't make the same mistakes, even though, at the end of the day, kids are gonna bump their head regardless, though. So you could tell them something, and they're gonna do the exact opposite. You know what I mean? So that alone, really, that should tell you too. Like at the end of the day, it's really just all about structure. You know what I mean? Because you can
mm,
raise your child to the best of your ability, and they're still gonna fuck up and make mistakes and stuff like that. And that's not your fault. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, they're human. Humans have to learn. But at least you could at least say, you know what I mean. You would still be able to at least say that you were able to raise them with proper structure. So
mm,
that when things do go like when things do go bad or whatnot, you would be able to say like, oh well, I taught you this, I told you. But as I said before, it's like that's just something. It's pretty much inevitable. You know what I mean? It's basically like how they tell us when we're younger, like oh, don't be in a rush to be grown. Because it's like we thought it was a joke. Like, oh man, I can't wait to grow up. I can, be free to be able to do what I want. But now
right.
we see how hard it is. You know what I mean? And but yeah, that's just another thing about life. And yeah, as far like I said, as far as like raising a daughter, um, it's it's very challenging. Like I would definitely say that it's very challenging. Not even just based off of what I have to go through with her mother, but just pretty much just raising a daughter in general. Because honestly, like with my daughter, me personally, I be feeling like I do got a son. Because she is a handful. She can be very aggressive, and
Yeah, like dropping toys, like um stuff like that, or
I'm sorry.
not like grabbing toys, like
Oh yeah,
hard, like grab. Mm,
yeah.
mm,
She she has a habit of hitting people, and I'll be like, girl, no, seriously, like she like you know, um, but like as far as like you said, like with toys too, like she'll throw in toys and stuff like that, and I
mm,
don't know, me, I just chalked it up to I'm like I thought about it, I'm like maybe she just got anger issues, I don't know, but I'm like I know she ain't.
mm,
Yeah,
wow.
and I'm like, it's just something I'm gonna have to try to work with her on as she gets older. You know what I mean? Because it's like
Mm,
she's a female, and it's like I don't want her to feel like she has to display that type of behavior always. You know what I mean? That's what I tried to express to her mother as well. Because her mom, she could tend to be very aggressive and angry at times and stuff like that, and
mm,
I tried to be understanding, based off the fact that she was still freshly postpartum. They say females go through postpartum depression, all that good stuff. I try to be very understanding of that, but it comes to a point where it's like you can't use that as an excuse anymore. You know what I mean? Because it's like I mean, me
mm,
personally, I told her, I'm like, especially with me being in my child's life, I'm like, I feel as if men go through postpartum depression too. It may not be internally, obviously, we can't feel what they feel, after conceiving a child, but I feel like, emotionally, psychologically, um, yeah, we go through the same thing. You know what I mean? Because both parents might not be on the same page. And as unfortunate as that is very. I feel like that's the sad reality of it because as I said before, um, you know, but as you said before, I just it's unfortunately, black fathers are really not appreciated a lot, and I'm one of them, because the
Mm,
thing is, I when I first found out that she was pregnant, I worked long hours, you know what I mean? I work the same way I do now, I work 12 plus hours every day. And I felt bad, because the thing is, like, I understood, like, I knew that she needed me to be there to take care of her, you know, but at the same time, we were living together, and we didn't really have any extra help, you know what I mean? Like, we were our only help, basically. So I tried to explain that to her moving forward, like, with us living together and having this place, um, one of us has to work, and to be
mm,
able to not only pay the bills but be able to provide, because that was my goal, was to provide for her and my child, and I feel like I feel like I did a pretty good job at that. But like I said, unfortunately, it just wasn't appreciated, and as I said before, I can't as unfortunate as it is, I can't necessarily make her, appreciate that. I feel like in due time, once she realizes, you know, the damage that has been done, she may come to her senses. Maybe not, but at the end of the day, I'm not really counting on it. You know what I mean? Because it's like, as a grown adult, it's like, I feel like you should be able to call yourself out on your own bullshit. You know what I mean? You should be able to, look in the mirror and say, hey, this is wrong. I'm wrong. You know what I mean? Like, this is, there's just certain things that should not be done. And as far as
and
like,
when it comes to like, I want to ask you about like sending your daughter to school. I mean, this is gonna be later in life, but like in elementary school, middle school, like what do you think about the schools, like as far as history class? Like, I know when I was in school, um, they just taught us that we were slaves and they didn't teach us about our history, our culture, and they didn't teach us anything about that. So like, there's a Bible verse that says our people uh, perish due to the lack of knowledge. So it's like a lot of us are not knowing ourselves. We're not knowing that we had royal history before slavery. So what do you think? Like, how important is it to like teach your children to know themselves and know that they're great? You know that they can be great.
that's absolutely important to me. Um, I'm actually glad you asked me that, because as far as education goes too, like with the current curriculum, you know what I mean? A lot of schools have different curriculums, but they all, pretty much are based on the same thing. So
Mm,
with that being said, it's like, I've actually explained that to the mother of my child as well. Like, I didn't mean it in a in like any in a bad way, but I basically told her, like, that I would rather my daughter have a private education than to go to public school, you know what I mean? Because I want her to be taught the right way. I want her to actually know her history, and
mm,
what I mean, rather than reading about it in a textbook and being misled, because not all of that stuff is true. Majority of it isn't really, you know what
mm,
I mean? And we were, for the longest, for years, we were actually taught that this stuff was true when it indeed wasn't. But we didn't find this out until we were able to, pick up books for
mm,
ourselves and actually teach ourselves the knowledge. You know what I mean?
very right. Because knowledge is power. I mean, knowledge will set you free. So, uh, a private education, that's a good choice. But have you heard of Dr. Umar Johnson?
Yes.
yeah, I know he's building a school to help black children and Delaware. So stuff like that, is gonna help the future of our children. So uh, but yeah, I will say I'm about to end up wrapping this up because I got a I got a meeting tomorrow. But I want to say thank you, Julian, for joining. I really appreciate you coming on. And yeah, I'm glad that you know I know you're hearing that people are bashing you, but I know that you're a great father. You're going to continue to be a great father, and your daughter's going to grow up, and she's going to be like, man, my father, he really helped me through a lot. So it's all going to pay off.
Most definitely. I appreciate that, man. And it was a pleasure talking to you as well, bro. I hope we can, one of these days, you know what I mean, pick up and continue the topic. You know what I mean?
Wait, it's lagging again. It's lagging again. Say it again.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
No, I'm saying I appreciate it, man. It was most definitely an honor to join. I'm saying hopefully, one of these days, we could pick up on the topic and continue to have more of this discussion.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
Most
Right, right,
definitely.
right. Yeah, man, it's good to see you too, man. Like, it's been a long time, so this is definitely great.
Oh yeah, man. It was a pleasure, most definitely.
Mm. All right, man. Well, I'm about to wrap it up, but I'll say bye to the people, and tune into the next episode of TULIAMKA, and I appreciate you. You gonna say good night.
All right, y'all. Good night.
All right, peace.
Okay.